Good morning, it's Allie. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. Coming at you bright and early this morning, which explains this. I've got my bread machine going. I'm gonna be making you guys a batch of pizza cinnamon rolls. So basically, it's pizza that you shape like a cinnamon roll. So there's no cinnamon in it. So that could be a little confusing, but it's fine. In my bread machine, I have our cinnamon dough from our cinnamon rolls. The dough recipe from our cinnamon rolls going, but I reduced the sugar in our dough to 2 tablespoons instead of 1/4 of a cup. I will link that recipe below. I'll also link the recipe for our cinnamon rolls in case you want to do those too. But it's basically got, eggs and salt and yeast and bread flour and blah, 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 but just reduce your sugar because you don't want it to be sweet. So I'm gonna let that go in my bread machine for an hour and a half is what ours takes on the dough cycle. If you wanna make your dough from scratch, you can do that too. This just is big time saver for me. I got that at a thrift store. I paid $2 for it. I use it probably, no joke, 4 or 5 times a week, and I have for a couple of years now. So it's a Breadman Pro. I think it's from like the late 90s, early 2000s, but like I said, I paid $2 for it. While it's running, I'm gonna go take a shower, start some laundry, clean up the house, and we'll be back. So I'll see you in an hour and a half. Hey, we're back. Showered, I went down and did my Etsy orders. We're ready to take on the world now. I'm gonna be working in the garden all day today, and it's supposed to be like 87 degrees. Which doesn't seem hot in the summer, but when it's first coming in for the year, it's a little warm, right? So our dough is done. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on our counter. That's just so that the dough doesn't stick. Alrighty. So for our cinnamon rolls, you're going to get the rolling pin that you forgot to grab. And you're going to make a rectangle out of your dough. Hold on, let me get my rolling pin. My bad on that one. So all you're going to do is roll this into just a really rough rectangle. This dough is pretty easy to work with. It doesn't like to shrink back too much, so and they all do, right? Nothing just stays perfectly where you want it. You can hear the air pockets of yeast popping. I'm not a master roller pinner, but gets the job done, right? All right, so we have our rectangle. I like to flip it a couple times just to ensure that it's not stuck to my dang counter. Okay. That's like, I don't know, 12 by something, 12 by 18 maybe. I don't know. I'm terrible with measurements. It's okay though. So the next thing you're gonna do is get a can of I have homemade pizza sauce. You can get pizza sauce at the grocery store. You can use marinara, just, pasta sauce. And I have a 9 by 13 glass baking dish. We're gonna be building these and then sticking them in there. So I like to put just a little bit of the sauce on the bottom of my pan, just to keep it from sticking too much. Let me grab a spatula. I'm trying to be slick, but that I am not. All right. So the only difference, our homemade pizza sauce is like very herby, and it's a little bit thicker because I don't peel or seed my tomatoes when I make stuff with them because I like the nutrients that it offers. So it's a little thicker. All good. What I like to do next, just take some of our red sauce and you put it on here right on top of your dough. And you're just going to spread that around to get a nice layer across the whole thing. You don't want it too thick because otherwise it just oozes out. But you need enough that you get red sauce when you roll these up. I have this bad habit of holding my hand out like, I don't know what it is, balance thing or something. Anyway, there we go. After that, You could put whatever toppings you want. That's the joy of these things. So for our family today, for lunch, we're just doing a little bit of garlic and pepperoni. You could do sausage, you could do vegetables, you could do, if you wanted an Alfredo sauce instead and to do like a chicken or something, you totally could. We like pepperoni and garlic. So I'm going to take our cheese. This is 1 pound of mozzarella cheese that I just quickly shredded up. I don't buy pre-shredded cheese. We just shred our own. We have an awesome little rotary cheese grater that just does a fantastic job. So you don't want it so thick, again, because it'll just ooze out. And so you just kind of sprinkle it around. I have like 4 things of garlic that I just chopped up and kind of I'm gonna sprinkle that on. My husband and I like that. He grew up eating just tons of garlic on his pizza. His mom does it still, so that's what we do because it's delicious. Okay, the last thing I've got here is I buy just a big bulk thing of pepperoni. It comes with 2. It's the cheapest way to do it for our purposes. We do pizza like once a week. They come whole, but when we make it this way, if I put whole pieces in there, when you bite it, you pull too much pepperoni out. And so I really rough chop it so they're little tiny squares instead. It's super fast, super easy, and it makes it so that when we go to cut these and stuff, you're not making a mess pulling pepperoni out all over the dang place. The last thing, and this is up to you, you could do a little bit of garlic salt on it if you want. I like to do just a little bit of oregano. All I do is just sprinkle a little bit of that on just to add a little more like the authentic-y, Italian-y type of vibe. I like Italian seasoning too, but on this I just prefer just a little bit of oregano. Okay, here's my trick. You can roll this up and then cut it with like the dental floss or the string trick like you would a traditional cinnamon roll. I use pizza wheel. I think it's a little bit easier to do it this way. I do my cinnamon rolls this way too. All I do is, this is going to make about 12. So I'm going to start in the middle and just cut it in half. See, if we had those big chunks of pepperoni, it would make quite a mess. Then I cut it the half in half. And then I'm going to cut each of those into 1 or 2 pieces. Depends on how much you want. Some of these ended up being a little bit smaller, so I'll just do 1 down the line, and those will be bigger pieces. And then some of these will end up being 2. You know what? I might just, this one will be 3. We're going to have a big family lunch. So I serve one of these traditionally with some kind of salad. So we do a really simple salad with it. We bulk up the veggies that way, and then I don't feel so bad eating one of these for lunch. It makes a great dinner, obviously, too. Just tonight, it wasn't what we were having. We do cook 3 meals a day at home. We're always, I feel like I'm always cooking. So now that we have these kind of just roughly cut up, like I said, you can make 12, you can make less. I have no idea how many we ended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like we ended up with. I'm gonna start at one end, and all I do is roll these like you would a cinnamon roll. That's gonna be a big mamba jamba. Let's see. Plunk it down in your marinara sauce that you already have in the pan. It's just going to keep them from sticking to the bottom, and it moistens the bottom of your cinnamon roll. Pizza. Cinnamon roll. You know what I mean. Pizza wheels, pizza rolls. You call them whatever you want. I don't care. All right. I mean, that doesn't look awesome. It does. I'm just saying. Let me hold this one up just so you can see. Come on. These are going to be on the larger side, but that's okay. Never know what you're going to get at Little Hill, right? Plus, like, I don't ever follow. I mean, do I follow recipes? Yes, obviously. I follow recipes and do recipes all the time. But when it comes down to it, do what fits you and your family. If you have a million people to feed, make them smaller so you get more out of it, or little kids. We have adult children, so which one is walking through here right now? I'm making pizza wheels, pizza rolls, pizza cinnamon rolls for lunch that are pizza themed. Ooh. Okay, I ended up with 9, which is fine with me. I take whatever toppings fell out and I just kind of sprinkle them on there. Okay, here's our, I could have done a 9 by 9, but whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna cover them just with a dishcloth, and I'm gonna set them on top of my stove. I'm gonna pre-warm my stove, so I use that to help them rise up faster. I'm covered in red stuff. I use the heat underneath that's warming my stove to make these rise a little faster. So these take about 40 minutes to rise, and so I'm gonna let them do that. Then I'll show you the next step in 40 minutes. Like I said, this is one of the recipes that it takes only a couple minutes to put it together. It's just you have to come back to it quite a few times. So in the end, you probably spent 15, 20 minutes making it. It's just that it takes 3 hours of your day stretched out. So do things in between, which is what I'm going to go do next. So be back. Ugh, clicker. All right, guys, it's been 45 minutes, 40 minutes-ish. Let me show you what we got. I'm just going to pull my towel off. And these things poof up beautifully. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have my oven at 350 degrees. I preheated it. Like I said, I use the heat to help these rise. And I'm going to put them in the oven for 20 minutes. That's it, you guys. Easy, right? If your oven heats a little bit faster, you might want to stick with like 18 minutes, especially if you ended up like I did 9. If you do 12 of them, I would do a little bit less time overall, unless you're like me. I don't mind the middle being a little bit gooey, but you definitely want the cheese and everything totally melted, right? But 18 to 20 minutes, 350 degrees, they're in the oven. So now I'm going to go throw a salad together, which probably means go check out my Facebook to see if I have any comments I need to reply to. In real life, these are the moments that I take to respond to your guys' comments, which I try to respond to every single one of your comments, but man, there's a lot of them lately. You guys blowing me up, which I appreciate. I do read every single one of them. But yeah, these are the times that I try to catch up on that stuff when I have a few minutes here and there. But like I said, we're going to eat lunch, then get out in the garden. So I'm trying to catch up on real life. Anyways, see you in probably 18 minutes now because, oh my gosh, okay. Hey guys, if you don't know my channel or you're new here, we have a thing called rants. It's basically like what I just did, where it would have nothing to do with the recipe whatsoever, kind of like what I'm doing right now. It's just part of my channel, part of what I do. I've been doing this for months and months and months now, and most of you guys like it because you are like me. We're just normal, real people. But I love it when people are like, oh my gosh, would you just get to the recipe? One lady, I just thought, I was like, maybe this isn't the channel for you, because if you don't appreciate the rants, you just want a recipe, this isn't it. Oh, anyways, but most of you guys, I appreciate your comments. You guys have very much, like, tons of insight on stuff. And you guys even inspire me to want to try to make different stuff, or, you know, throw things together, or, you know, you guys are awesome. That's all. Anyways, now our lunch is almost ready at this point, but there you go. Anyways, I'm going to go talk to you guys via the chat. The chat? It's not chat, the comment section. I'm going to go do that while these are cooking. I'll see you. Hey guys, we're back. These just came out of the oven. They are molten lava hot. But let me show you what they look like. Come on, you guys. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look, yeah, I am filming. Okay, good. Tell me that doesn't look bomb. Obviously, they puff way up. Like I was saying, that's definitely like one that my son would eat, where like some of these smaller ones are going to be what my husband and I will eat. If you want them to not be so big, I would definitely cut 12. But like we just do one of them, and then it's like equal to 17 pieces of pizza. It's perfect. Let me go ahead and try to get one of these out so I can show you the final results. You ever do that? Like say words to yourself until they sound right? Okay. I'm sticking to it. All right, you guys. There's your final pizza cinnamon rolls. I know they're not cinnamon rolls, obviously, but like I said, these ones are pepperoni garlic. If you guys want to do sausage in it, or vegetarian, or whatever, these are totally modifiable to your favorite toppings. If you don't want red sauce, do an Alfredo or something instead. And You're kind of set. But like, yeah, we're going to thoroughly enjoy these for lunch. I hope you guys make them. Let me know if you give them a try, what you think. And if you do some interesting toppings, fillings, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, hit subscribe if you haven't before. And comment below. Thanks, guys.